Huh. Well, might as well add. Stack of goodies. Welcome, friends. 55. Episode 55 of Dub Life for you right now on a Monday morning, a different time for a Dub Life to start. I don't think I've started a Dub Life on a Monday morning in a while, unless I just did it when I traveled. I don't know. I lose track. So it's different than what I told you it would be last episode. Actually, last episode just ended yesterday. But because I had a series of things that I did not complete, I got the Golden Tee Arcade right behind you here. You're actually have a stack of slabs, 6 comic book slabs I need to put up that you're leaning against right now, as a matter of fact. And got a couple big packages coming in over the next few days. I thought, why don't we have a little throwback to some of the early episodes of Dub Life, or it's just you and I interacting. So no guests. It's a regular work week, working from Atlanta this week, so I've got workday stuff I got to take care of every day, but we'll try to do some things on lunch break. We'll try to do some stuff after work, maybe go around to local stores maybe, and just see how this week goes. Kind of a harkening back to the yesteryear of Dub Life, if you will. But you all know that Dub Life is an ensemble cast show, and we get to see lots of different people. And that's the way my life is. I'm generally around someone, somewhere, doing something. But it'll be just me for the next few days. We may see James or someone like that if we go to visit him at work. So I say that, but it could all change. And the next episode, episode 56, will be this coming weekend, where Victoria and Kimberly and I are going to go see the musical Wicked at the Fox Theater in downtown Atlanta. And then also I'm going to St. Louis for a couple days, so I'll include that on the video. You'll still get uninterrupted Dub Life every Sunday at noon Eastern, like you have for over a year now. We're going on vacation to the beach here in about 10 days, around 10 days, 12 days. So that'll be nice. I'll film a video while I'm there, not the whole time. I hope to just be able to take some time to relax and not have to work and not be filming, not be editing, not doing anything other than being lazy and just kicking it, because much needed vacation. We go usually in May and November. It's the times we do our family vacations, and we enjoy it. So going back to the same condo that we've been for a number of times now, that'll be good here upcoming. And then we'll push into the holiday seasons. May have some visitors. We'll probably have a Black Friday video, Thanksgiving, that kind of thing. So lots to look forward to. This is my favorite time of year, as we're fully into fall, even though I'd like for the leaves to change. Doesn't look like they have yet. I can sit on the back porch and enjoy the woods and the weather. And then we move into the holiday season. So this is my very favorite time of year. Victoria and I have got a trip at the end of the year that we just planned this weekend. That's exciting, that you'll see on a future video. And otherwise, things are good. So we've got an arcade to build at some point in this video. We got things to put on the wall at some point in this video. We got a couple things to show you from a package at some point in this video. And we'll probably go to the comic book store. We may, do a little shake. So let's get rolling and touch it. Touch it now. We're going to have the breakfast of champions, old creamy curl honey bun. And somebody asked for a fridge tour the other day. Not terribly exciting. Powerade, cherry Coke, some Monsters, cherries, coffee creamer, hot sauce, mayonnaise, jelly, the Steve cream. I got some tea, milk, some cooking wine, water, some soda. I don't even know what's back here. And bottles of water. Then I got some Snapple down there. Let's see. And some meats and cheeses. What do we got in the freezer? Various ice creams, corn dogs, some Kroger pizzas. Those Kroger pizzas are good. Ice creams, Hot Pocket, you know, nothing of any substance. I also have not been here much the last 2 weeks. And then I've got another trip to St. Louis and then Myrtle Beach. So not going to have a lot of fresh stuff in the fridge, at least currently. Oh, hello, sir. How are you today? I see you have camels. All right. It is lunchtime. I've gone ahead and taken quickly all the pieces for the golden tea out of the box because the recycling person comes on Monday and I wanted to go ahead and get this to the recycling. So here's all the pieces. The thing that makes this one different is this is the first one I have that has a light up marquee. I've never had one of those. So we'll see, and it does have the riser, and it's probably just gonna go right there beside Space Invaders. Hi, me! Because there is nowhere in the arcade for it to go. And so it's gonna live right there, I guess. Anyway, I'm gonna try to at least build the riser during lunch break, and then maybe we'll have some sliders. So let's see if we can get this guy built. I've had a lot of commentary, people asking how hard these things are to put together. They're really not. I know I tease and David puts them together and we put them together with other people, but I've put them together by myself. They're not that hard. I mean, they're just like IKEA style furniture. So this is just the base. You can see it comes with the pegs, the little dowels. So I've already done that step, put all the dowels into those two. And now I'm doing that step where then you're taking the screws and just screwing them through. So if you can see, it's got the holes that the dowels are gonna go into. Then you're just gonna screw it in. Secure it like I've done on this side already. Screw it in. It's really easy. It's not hard. And then for this, you'll put the ledges there and then put where the thing sits and then mount the proper artwork on the front. It's really not very difficult, but some people say, how do you have the patience to do it? Like, if you like really focus and you know what you're doing, it'll only take you like 20 or 30 minutes to build the arcade the entire time. Not that hard. There we go. Riser complete. See, it's got the ledges that it can sit on. Got the artwork for the front. Pretty simple. Took me about 15 minutes to put that together. Maybe only 10. Last thing is to, once the arcade is finished, I put those screws through the holes to mount it onto the arcade. And I'm gonna eat a couple Nashville hot chicken sliders, and then I might work on the arcade a little bit more if I have some time. Let's see. What I mean by sliders, take some King's Hawaiian bread, little rolls. I just rip them open and stuff them with some meat. And this is the Nashville hot chicken from Kroger and the from the deli slice that they're slicing and sticking out there. So I've not had that, but I'm gonna have it now. The Nashville hot chicken sliders were actually quite good. So it's the monitor upside down. I'm in the middle of this. I'm gonna try to get this done before lunch break's over. I just got about 10, 15 minutes to try to finish it. So you see, that's the kind of the shell of it. This is the light up marquee cord. So the next step will be putting some brackets on the monitor and then getting the monitor here. And then once it's there, you put the other panel on and put the front on, and it's, you know, it's really not that difficult, to be honest. I mean, this only took me maybe 7-8 minutes to get to this far. So this is really not that bad. And you know, you can always rub it. All built, moment of truth. Got it plugged in here beside Space Invaders. Hopefully. Oh, well, the light up thing turned on. Sitting right beside one that doesn't light up. You can see how that's quite a difference. Even though Golden Tea is the most recent one. Oh, yes. Before Turtles and before, turn the volume down. The Marvel and the Star Wars. It did not have the new volume style that I think I've shown you on the Turtles one. Looks like we're working here. See, it just has the loud and really loud. Whereas the Turtles one, you can go like 1 to 20. But the lighter marquee looks great. And I think they look good there together. Let's see, let's just hit the ball a little bit, huh? Oh, there we go. Oh, hey, me, hey! Space Invaders. Press start, okay? I wanna just hit the ball. Well, let's just hit it. I wanna hit the ball. Oh, yes. Oh, that wasn't very good. How far did we hit it? We hit it only 180 yards. Oh, right in the tree. Oh, well, that's working good. So I just probably press this to get it back to the menu. Yep. So it's got Golden Tee Classic, Golden Tee 2K, 99, and 98. With this and with Space Invaders, which I'm not sure if I've shown you any gameplay of that either. We can look at it. Oh. Push one player button. There we go. Yep. Oh, loud and too loud. But, oh, it's like the old school Atari style. Oh, there you go. So anyway, with those two games, now the only arcade one-up I am missing is the Star Wars, which I've not seen in a store. I think you had to pre-order it from GameStop. I'm not sure it'll ever be in a store. It's way expensive. It's like $500 like the Golden Tee originally was. So that's going to come down in price, even though I know it has a 20% off sale right now at GameStop. That's still not low enough, not close to low enough. And if I did get it, I'd probably slide those over and it'd live right there. And by, that's the only one I'm missing. What I mean is I don't have any of the deluxe ones where it combines two into one. I have all the regular releases, like the main releases. They do have some that are like at Costco, you can get the asteroids and the centipede together in one cabinet. I don't have any of those. I won't get any of those. I want the regular main releases. So anyway, I got to get back to work now. Talk to you later. Look at the aquarium. Everything's nice and clear. Hopefully the water is doing what it needs to do so that we can start putting things in there in the next couple weeks. Several episodes away, unfortunately, but it looks good. Alrighty, work day is over. And I'm coming here, UPS store in there to pick up a package, and I'm gonna go to Kroger because it's Halloween in a couple days and I need trick-or-treat candy. Even though I was just at Kroger yesterday, I forgot to get some. Also, the iPhone just had an update to 13.2, which introduces deep fusion camera. And I don't know, maybe that'll fix the problem I was having with this front-facing camera every once in a while pixelating. Although I'm not sure that, I'm pretty sure that's the lighting. So anyway, let me pick up a package. There's somebody in there very nervous as they were sending something that they were asking for the options and how much it would cost to be there at a certain time. They were very nervous. Look at that tree, that's pretty. But, package. We'll look at that later. Just gonna put it back in the car before heading over to Kroger. Sun behind me. Look at the hair blowing in the wind a little bit. Like a supermodel. My level of confidence that I'm gonna just get some, little hat, trick-or-treat candy, and that's it. 0. I'm gonna get something foolish. That's what happens when I go to any store, really. Especially this store. Hopefully I don't get diarrhea. And we're off. No diarrhea. Oh, see, I looked at these just yesterday. The hot foods. Chicken. Those are chicken, whole chicken. Nope, don't need that. We looked at the sushi yesterday. Don't need that. There's the meats. That hot chicken was good. I still have a lot. Ooh, Mama Geraldine's. Those are good. No, not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. We're gonna be disciplined. We're gonna be, ooh, cherry pie. Oh, candies. Look, I have an empty shopping cart, believe it or not. Candies. None of these are really maybe they have the seasonal, like the big pack for Halloween. But they are candies. Oh, yeah. Here it is.
whole big package. And big package of candy, you know. Well, there was at least one version of success on that trip. Oh, coming on through. Pushing it. Yeah, I'm pushing it real good. And that I didn't get anything else, which is rare. No chicken. No beverages. No thong sandals. But somehow I spent $38 on Halloween candy. Which, of course, you know, includes some single servings. Just so I can have some candy as well. I got a big, huge thing of Reese's. I got Blow Pops. I got 2 things of Twizzlers. Big, huge thing of Snickers. I like to give the good candy to the kiddos on Halloween. And then if it doesn't all get picked up, well, we'll just have some for ourselves. Sometimes it's like you want to create your own Halloween candy Scrooge McDuck gulp and just dive in it, in the nude. So there's the candy bucket. We got Reese's Cup, Reese's Piece, this thing, little mummy, I don't know what that is, various Snickers, let's see, original peanut butter, crisper almond, Reese's Outrageous, Reese's Milk Chocolate with Reese's, Blow Pops, Blue Raspberry Blow Pops, and Twizzlers. And we have, basically, we could refill that at least once, probably twice. And, I don't know, maybe I'll give it all away, we'll see. And then this was the package, Neon Tech Iron Man 2.0, the final SDCC Sideshow exclusive. We won't look at that today. That will be for tomorrow, probably lunch break tomorrow. We will look at that. So we got candy ready for Halloween. And we got a hot toy. Hot toy. Woohoo. I'm putting away some laundry. Oh, mirror. And I'm hungry. So I promised myself no Olive Garden today. We'll probably go to Olive Garden tomorrow, not today. So I think I could go for some Papa Jacks. Ooh, let's see. Can you? Give it a little shake. Oh, Papa Jacks time. Get your booty on the floor tonight. Make my day. You didn't think we wouldn't have a concert, did you? Sun's in my face. Knock me down, it's all in vain. I get right back on my feet again. Let's go and squeeze it. Then we can rub it all night long. Yeah. Yes, I want Papa Jacks. Oh, with the sun above it today. The sun is just right there. If I can darken it. Right, yep, oh, there it is. Right above Papa Jacks. With this deep fusion camera, or whatever it's called, where it's got like computer algorithm picture taken, I gotta check it out tonight. Last night, not on video, but I tried to learn more about astrophotography, photography of the stars with the night mode on this new iPhone. If you put it on a tripod, you can get like 30 seconds night mode versus just 3, because it detects it's not moving. And those are really cool pictures I got to take. I plan to use that at the beach in a couple weeks. But we're here, the sun's going down. I want some country kitchen cooking from my papa. I'm gonna let it ride with the wide angle. We got a meet and greet tomorrow night. Let's see. They just probably started serving dinner. Yeah, not very busy yet. They close in the middle of the day. Fried chicken, country fried steak, chicken pot pie, meatloaf, fried pork chops. Those fried pork chops are yummy. Oh, there it is, the line. Look how good that looks. I went for the chicken pot pie. I've never had that here. I'm a pot pie fan. We got the big biscuit. okra, macaroni cheese, potatoes and gravy. Looking right at Elvis. I haven't been to the Friday night Gulf Shrimp Hush Puppies Fried Catfish in a while. It's been probably over a year since I've done that. I need to come back. Ooh, big biscuit. Oh yes. Going in on the pot pie. Taters. Very nice. You take this biscuit, get a little gravy on it, you know. Correct choice. That was delicious. It's always delicious at the Papa. Look at the sky. I don't know what that is. It almost looks like a jet stream. That's interesting. Oh, there's a plane right up there, actually. So clear, you probably can't see it. It's like right above the cup, way up in the sky. Huh. Way up. I don't know what these, they look, I guess they're the cirrus clouds. I don't know, but it's like crisscrossing all over the sky. That's really cool looking. I don't know what they are. I should know. Tell me, you know, in the comments. My guess would be cirrus clouds, but I'm not sure. Let's see, 3 of them over there. Pretty neat looking. It's a lovely day. I wonder if there's somewhere I could see the sunset fully. Maybe. Let's see. I've come over to a park that's, I don't know, 10 minutes away from me. We have a lot of parks, probably. Shoot. There's probably 8 or 10 parks within 5 miles of where I live. So there's a lot. I don't know that we'll really get a sunset. That's the sun kind of disappearing into the trees there. Because the park is away. It still might be pretty as the sun goes down all over. This area has a great forest view. Let me show you. So I think it's bluffs down there. I think this is called maybe Cherokee Bluffs. But it has, I might go sit over there in that little area. Just a big green space here. I've actually flown my drone here probably a year or 2 ago. I think I put it up on YouTube. I do not know what the name of that video would be called. But I feel like I've flown it right here in this green space, low to the ground really fast because nobody was out there. This area here should be beautiful. You can see a little bit of the leaves changing, but not much yet. So it's a pretty area that I like to come sit at sometimes. I need to fly my drone more and come out and take more pictures and that type of thing. But we'll take a few pictures and I may go sit over there on the bench and chat with you. Looks like a lot of people come here to work out too. Lots of just open space, I guess you can go run. I've never walked down there to where the, looks like the bathrooms maybe. I wonder what's down that hill. I'm gonna walk there in a minute. Wanted to chat with you. So how are things? It's just you and I in this video. I know the collecting community's changed somewhat with a lot of the MCU hype dying down and, you know, Avengers movies kind of coming to a close, at least in the way we knew them for 10 years. And I just see a lot of stuff being sold. I know a lot of people are selling stuff, changing their collections out, that kind of stuff. And we're being flooded. There's so many good things. And just wondering how you're doing on that side of things. Those of you who YouTube, are you worried about the YouTube changes that are just a few months away in January? No, don't be that way. Yeah, that way. Where they may disable comments and demonetize stuff like that, things that hit that kid's algorithm. It's a lot of yucky stuff that, you know, you don't want to talk about. I don't want to focus on the negative. Just so you know, even if they view what I make for kids because I have toys in it or whatever and it demonetizes it and comments, I'll probably still make videos and I'll probably just still put them on YouTube so you can watch them. I don't do this for the money we've talked about in the past, the $40 every couple months or whatever it is, $50. That's nothing worth focusing on. For me, I do it to share with you. Now, if they disable comments, that's harder because I like to be able to interact with you, but we'll find a way to do it. So those are my thoughts on those things. I'm excited for the Star Wars movie. People have asked me that. This person just hit the curb and fell over. I'm not exactly sure what just happened there. They seem to be okay. They have partners with them, but just ran right in the curb in the parking lot. Very interesting. I'm excited for the new Star Wars movie. I think that looks fun. I'm excited for Jumanji 2. What's coming up? And most of all, excited just for holidays and taking some time away from work. It's been another long work year for me, so taking some time away. Now, the sun's going down. I'm going to go walk over here and see what is ahead of me. There's the people that fell. But out there, I've never walked out there. Let's go check it out. So I've walked over to this building, which just seems to be like the restrooms. And like over there, there's the flag I was sitting at. I'm parked down there. I know that area over there has like a playground that I was just pointing at. So what's down here? Oh, so there's, looks like frisbee golf, maybe a frisbee golf course. Yeah, it does look like that. Disc golf. There's people sitting over there. There's trails. I don't know where that goes. I don't know, it's just kind of an area. It looks like maybe trails back through there to maybe bike paths or other things. And that could be that's like an amphitheater. Yeah, those are stairs that you could sit on. A little stage. I wonder what comes out here for the amphitheater. But big open green space. It's lovely. Look at the sky. Now look at how those all those lines, well, not all of them, but they've started to change. Not here though, back there. Fascinating. All right, well, I'm gonna enjoy the sun going down, and I'll talk to you when I get back home. You know what, friends? I've walked all the way down to the trees. I've been taking pictures of these, just playing around with the camera, looking how the deep fusion works, which is fascinating. Computational photography, I believe, is what they referred to it at the keynote. And I'm just having a nice evening. And as the sun's going down, or it is set already, it's not completely dark. It's actually much darker than the thing. It looks like the camera's doing better with the low light. But I think today's portion of the video I'm going to end right here before I even get home, because I may stay out here a while and just relax and spend some time to myself. You know what you need to do. Mental health's important. I get massages, you know that. I listen to things that are encouragement. I try to keep only positive stuff in my spirit. I don't do a lot with negative things or horror or evil or things that can cloud your mind with bad thoughts. I try to stay away from that stuff as best I can. Of course, there's, you know, some fandoms and things we enjoy that are in those spaces, but for me personally, I try to stay away from that as best I can. So I'm just going to sit out here. It's very tranquil. It's very quiet. You can hear I think those are crickets chirping. And the park will close here probably about 20-30 minutes. So at that point I'll go home. But I wanted to just end today's portion of the video. Tomorrow we'll wake up. We've got an Iron Man to look at. Probably going to go to Olive Garden. I know we'll have another package to pick up, and we'll just keep going. Just you and I. Well, I had a hiccup, burp, poop, all at once. Talk to you in the morning. And good morning. Well, actually, good. Well, it's still technically morning, barely. And we're going right for lunch break, right away. Had a lot to work on this morning, some budget stuff, different things at work. But it is lunch break, and as promised, we're going to Olive Garden. You know, it's a interesting day of Dub Life when we're just going to cold open to the Olive Garden. That probably means eventful. I don't know. Hopefully, I have time to grab a package if it's delivered to the UPS store before I go back. I think today we'll put the slabs up, check out Iron Man. I don't know what else, but that's the plan. So anyway, Olive Garden. seated in the bar area. I'm inside here yet for this brouhaha. I'm not sure what I want. I gotta look at what I've already had. Still going strong with the soup and the bread and the peach tea. The staples, tried and true. Strikes me that this area in the bar is to get in and out quick at lunchtime. The soup is delicious. It always is delicious. It's my favorite thing here. But like, I'm talking within 45 seconds of ordering, I had tea and soup and bread. That's good. We have reached that inevitable part in every Olive Garden trip where the whole table's filled with food. Pasta and soup at the same time. We got the rigatoni Alfredo with meatballs. Well, I haven't finished that, and now this has arrived. So now I'm getting more of a pickle, a sausage pickle. Every time that I'm walking out of the Olive Garden, I'm like, ugh, want to take nap. Can't take nap. But I do have time to go get package. And then, something almost flew in my mouthy. Then I gotta finish the work day. But the package is big. It should be exciting. So, we'll see you in a bit. Oh, we got a big package. 18 of 250 made. Woo! We are back home from lunch. Look at that huge package. That's the Donatello Pop Culture Shock quarter scale statue that matches the Raphael upstairs. The other two don't come for like a year. So I have to find a home for it upstairs, hopefully. But that's probably tomorrow's project. We'll do the slabs and we'll do the Iron Man later today, but I gotta go to work. Work day over. And now I'm here at my wall of comics, trying to figure out what to do. So here's my quandary. I've got, that's a Spider-Verse. That is actually a Spider-Man title. That's Spider-Man. That's Spider-Man. That's Hulk, but has Spider-Man on it. Marvel Zombies with Wolverine, Silver Surfer. When I set this up, since I did all of it at once the first time, things are in an order. So like DC's down there, and then it becomes Marvel. So you see how all the X-Men are together. I'll take you through a few of those. Right? And then you get to Wolverine, and then you're moving into the Spider-Verse with Venom and different Spider-Man books type of thing, right? Hi, Black Cat. But every time I get something new, I don't want to have to rearrange this whole wall, even though I made it where you can take them and move them because of the command strips. I don't want to always do that over and over and over again. So it was this book, Vision, this Avengers book that David got me. I moved West Coast Avengers down there to the side because there's the 4 Avengers and I didn't have room for West Coast Avengers. But now it's over here by itself. I got a couple Image titles by themselves there, even though there is some other kind of independent titles like up there. So I can either decide to just let this be a mosaic where I just take these 6 books and I just put them up the sides and I don't rearrange anything, or I can play bingo and just move things all around to try to do it. So if I wanted to get all of those Spider-Man books up, I don't even know that I can. I'd have to do such serious maneuvering. So maybe what I do is I take these Spider-Man books down and I put Spider-Man on the sides. The other quandary is, do I put books way all the way up there, or do I stop where I have them stopped at the window ledge? As you can see, they won't evenly fit with the window. I can only put 3, so aesthetically it'll look different. But also, I want you to be able to walk up, and even if you have to stand on your tippy toes, see what the book is. If they're way up there, people are never going to enjoy them. So kind of turning the corner also works. So that's where I'm at. And once I figure out what I'm going to do, I will show you. But I know some folks have asked to see my comic books on the wall. So here they are. And if you need a detailed tour where I go over each of these individually in its own video,
let me know, and I might can do that. I've done it in the past. If you look at some of my older collection videos, I've went over all the slabs I own, but I do own more than previously. Hi, Link. Are you gonna watch me figure this out? Thanks, buddy. All right, we've completed the journey, the task, the challenge. So, I took down Silver Surfer that was there and put the West Coast Avengers. I took the Wildcats and the Savage Dragon that were there off. And so West Coast Avengers moved up there. And I took all of Spider-Man from this row I showed you. I put this Wolverine from the Marvel Zombies beside that Wolverine. Put my 2 Silver Surfers. That's the new Silver Surfer. That's the one that moved. That's the one that is signed by Stan Lee. Right there. And I moved Savage Dragon and Wildcats up there. I took all my Spider-Verse stuff and put it on the sides. So down here is the Incredible Hulk that is a Spider-Man tribute cover. Get the first Miles Morales as Spider-Man. I think that's the first symbiote Spider-Man, maybe. First appearance of the black suit. Yeah, origin of Spider-Man's symbiote black suit costume. And then Venom's first solo title. Then on this side is Amazing Spider-Man proper. Sorry for the focus. You've got first appearance of Puma, first appearance of Black Cat. I think that's the second Hobgoblin maybe, or it's a Hobgoblin appearance. An alternate Venomized Black Cat, Mary Jane, and Gwen cover. And then signed by J. Scott Campbell, the Doc Ock Spider-Man 800. A green label on the CGC. See how it says name written on cover in marker. Even though I have a COA and we know that's J. Scott Campbell's autograph. Whereas here, Stan Lee, signed by Stan Lee. CGC yellow labels mean that they witnessed the autograph or the autograph was sent to them by the artist themselves. They will not verify autographs that they do not witness in person. CBCS, and I don't even know if I have a CBCS. This is a CBCS slab. It's different. They will work with Beckett to certify your autographs. And I don't know that I own any of those, but you want the yellow labels. I mean, CGC has verified the autograph. Green label. People could say, oh, are you sure that's J. Scott Campbell? I mean, I'm sure it is. Everybody's sure it is. We have the COA, but that's the difference. So if you didn't know, and then a blue label is just a standard CGC. And if you have a red label, it means it was restored. You usually find that in old books where somebody's like stapled it back together or something like that. If you're interested, there you go. And now we move on. Big I Am. And I even have tools. You're gonna get a special treat. I'm gonna put the batteries in this guy today, show you how he lights up, and show you a little bit about how that process works. I'm not sure if I've shown you that before in a die-cast Iron Man, but here we go, Mr. Hot Toys. And then after I show it to you, we'll take it upstairs, put it where it goes, and maybe pose it a little. Then I'm gonna tell you a story. Here's on the inside of the box. I think I've shown you before how the box separates. This lives underneath in that gap. You have the die-cast Iron Man with hands, usually is all that here, and then whatever the accessories are. So he's got a stand that actually looks cool. I probably won't use it. I'm sure those are like wrist armor. Yeah, missiles and maybe shoulder. And then those are like the beams that come out of his hands. On the 1.0 Iron Man, this is the 2.0 Neon Tech, which is the blue one. I've got the beams, so I probably won't use the yellow beams. I might just equip them with missiles or something. That's the hands where those beams go in. But let's get these batteries in first. First, we'll show you how you install the batteries on the arc reactor and the helmet. Then we'll do the arms second. So you see I took off this back piece. It just kind of, it's not hard to pop off. And I lifted up the, I don't know, the wings, whatever you call those. And there you see where the screw cavern is. The thing that's frustrating about Hot Toys is they also put the switch behind it. So you have to take everything off to turn everything on, which is poopy. And then the helmet, you pop the helmet off relatively easily. You can take off the faceplate and the back, and that's where you'll see the same thing there. So let's get the batteries in these. They do give you the world's smallest screwdriver and a little clamp tool. Sometimes these are useful, sometimes not. That's why I have my own tools in the event I need them, but we'll see. Oh, he said safety. Ooh, stinky. I would be remiss if I didn't tell you. You got to make sure you use the right batteries. They tell you. Yeah, LR21. The larger ones usually go in the head and the chest, or the back, as it may be. The smaller ones in the arms. So you just got to pay attention or you use the wrong ones. This was incredibly difficult, actually, because these magnets that hold the helmet on are very strong. And the batteries kept trying to attach to those, so it took a little effort. But you can see, there you go. So 1 down, 3 to go. I got the back batteries put in. I'll just show you that all lit up when I'm done. But here's the arm compartments. You take off that little armor piece there, and it's tucked away. That's a different place up like the tricep area. Sometimes it's been on the forearm. That's a slightly different area than what I'm used to, but let me get it all installed and then we'll light it up. Light it up. There we go, all lit up. I had to put his kind of repulsor hands, took off his fists. All Iron Men typically had the fists, the repulsor hands, that's like the weapon wielding hand I showed you, and then an articulated finger hand. The articulated finger hand I use a lot, but I'm probably gonna use the repulsors on him. I didn't put back on all the pieces with the switches yet because I gotta switch it off. And I'm gonna take it upstairs and take some other pictures, but let me figure out what type of accessories from the arms I'm gonna put on there, and we'll go upstairs and show you the finished product. I was gonna go upstairs, but I wanted to show you this. This may have been on the other Neon Tech, but I have not had an Iron Man that I've done this with. Doesn't mean that it hasn't come with it. But you see how I've opened up all the missile compartments? You actually took off 4 different panels around his forearm, which I guess is why the batteries is up in the tricep. And you replace them with 4 different missile compartments. I'm used to just being able to use one. You can use all of them. So that's pretty freaking awesome. I'm a fan of that. And here we have it. Neon Tech 2.0 Iron Man, all lit up, put back together. Got his shoulder rockets on, got the arm rockets. I think that's cool how you see the blue is coming through those missiles also. When you change them out, that's something I've not seen before. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, down there. That's a different effect than I've seen. So I think it looks great. Of course, I'll show you his back as well. His, you've got the flaps if you want to use them. They probably go much higher than that. I'm just trying to be careful because I'm only using one hand. Different parts of his leg panels will open up. He's got great articulation there in the abdomen for a die-cast figure, and I'm really happy with him. A lot of people are pooping on this figure. I'm not sure what they're expecting, but I think it looks really cool. I wonder if he has any blacklight effect. Let's find out. So I have my little blacklight flashlight, and yeah, it seems to make it neon up. Alexa, turn off the collection. It's gonna get dark, folks, so bear with me. Now, well, there's his lights. They're pretty bright. Let's see what, oh yeah, that definitely works. Check that out. Very cool. Story time. All right, friends, as promised, story time. Now, this is going to be a special story because it's a bedtime story. This will be the final clip of today's portion of the episode. Tomorrow, we will open up that big package that we got today. Maybe go to the comic book store either today or either Wednesday or Thursday. We'll go to the comic book store. And I don't know what else, because we've gotten the slabs done, we got the Iron Man done, we got the Golden Tee done. Those were 3 of the 4 big things, with the big package being the 4th. So we'll just see how the day goes. But I thought about telling you a story and just being creative and making one up. Like, I knew a duck named Max, and Max was not just a farm duck. Max was also a city duck. So once, Max decided he would take a trip to Charlotte, North Carolina, because he's a southern duck and he wants to go to a city, and Atlanta's a little too big, so he decided to go to Charlotte, North Carolina. Not too far commute for Max. And his goal when he went to Charlotte was to find the best North Carolina style barbecue that he could find, but not any of his cousins. So no chicken, no turkey, no quail. He needed pig, pork or brisket, beef, or whatever the case may be. But what Max did not know is that there was a duck shortage in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's not the story I'm going to tell you. But I could try to make something up like that. I feel like I have a fairly unique skill set and that I can just randomly pull that out of my head. I didn't read that off a note. I had never thought about that until right then. But, you got to keep up with Max. Maybe we'll check back with him in another video. But this story is actually a true story. It's a story that happened to me. It is a story from work. A lot of you are curious about my work. I don't talk much about it. I'm not going to talk much about it. But here is a story that I think you will enjoy. So I have been to Manila, to the Philippines, where we have an office over there 2 different times over the last couple of years. Once for just a few days, the second time for over 2 weeks. I think it was like 15 or 16 days that one of my coworkers and I needed to go to Manila and Clark in the Philippines as well and do some work with training some folks and some things that we were doing with our site there. And so if you didn't know, you can fly direct from Atlanta, where I live, to Tokyo, into Narita Airport, even though I think this has changed recently with Delta. You can fly direct on Delta from Atlanta to Tokyo. Literally the other side of the globe. If you look at a globe, it's almost a straight line through. That flight in the air, if you're going, is like 17 or 18 hours in the air. Miserable. And then when you land in Tokyo, you have another like 5 hours to get to Manila. Plus you've got the time you're waiting in the airport and security in your car and all that. Door to door from my house to the hotel in Manila is a 30-hour commute. It's real bad. Another thing that you may not know is when you take a trip over the Pacific Ocean, at least on every airline I've done it on, you lose internet. So even if you've purchased the internet on the airline, which is very expensive on a trip like that, but we have a company plan I use, you lose it. There's not satellites beaming internet just into the Pacific Ocean for no reason. So there's no internet. You lose it. And you'll get it back if, you're a member of a club or something like that. Delta Club, Sky Club, like you see I am. I can get internet in those places. So anyway, this is the second time I've been to Manila. The first time, the short trip. The second time, the very long trip. As you can imagine, when you're going to go to Manila for 16 days, you need a lot of clothes, right? You're not trying to sit at the laundromat while you're on a work trip. So you need to bring a lot of clothes. So I got a big suitcase, filled it all the way up with all the things I'll need, all the underpants and everything else. And brought it, checked it at Delta. I'll pick it up in Manila. Fly to Tokyo, everything's fine. We're there for a couple hours change. Fly to Manila. The first time I've had internet since about California is when we landed in Manila, because I had been there before and they had a lounge that I had been when I exited the last time, and I guess their Wi-Fi password hadn't changed since the last time I was there, so my phone's Wi-Fi connected to it automatically. As we're landing in Manila, we're taxiing in. And so all of a sudden, I see my phone has service, and you've got a bunch of emails. You've been out of pocket for like 25 hours, depending on when it went out of pocket. And you're just looking at it, trying to figure out what exactly is going on. So you look at your work emails. At the very top of my work email, I see an email from my boss's boss that says, well, maybe Brian, that's me, Brian, should just sleep in the nude and they can dry clean his underwear. That's the first email I see. You can imagine when you read that email from a superior, you look at it and go, well, I'm getting fired. I've obviously done something wrong. And they're talking about in the nude on the work email. I'm getting fired. And then finally I scroll back through and I realize what has happened is Delta left my bag in Atlanta, my suitcase. It didn't make the trip with me. And because I was on a work trip, they call, representative of the organization to let them know. Whereas if you're on a personal trip, they call you. Here, they're calling our company and letting them know. It somehow gets to my boss's boss, and he's talking to my boss. And this is now an email thread, I realize, between my boss, his boss, who is the COO of the company, and our general manager in Manila. And they're having a conversation. Meanwhile, I'm in the air, oblivious. I don't know what's going on. I'm in sweatpants, thong sandals, and an old football t-shirt. And that's it. And then I've got a bag with like my laptop and, phone chargers and things like that. That's all I got with me. And I realized this is not good. This is a bad thing. Now, remember that I told you can fly direct from Atlanta to Tokyo and then from Tokyo to Manila. That flight only happens once a day. Once a day. So, let's say this is a Monday, local time in Atlanta, and I take off. They didn't learn that they had left my bag until we had left Japan. And by that point, the other flight for the next day had already left. So that means the first chance for them to send my bag is Wednesday. Is a Wednesday, 2 days later. So I'm somewhere in like local time, a Tuesday afternoon, 30 hours, you're disoriented, realizing, I'm not going to have, my luggage isn't even leaving to take its 30-hour trip until tomorrow. So best case, I'm not going to have clothes until midday Thursday, and it's Tuesday. And I'm in the Philippines, and I got sweatpants and thong sandals. And I have to go to a corporate office and work the next day. Well, that's troubling. So I see in the email thread that my manager reaches out to the general manager in Manila and says, can you pick up Brian tomorrow at his hotel and take him to look for clothes? And our general manager in Manila replies, I am not optimistic that we will find anything that fits him, but we will try. If you didn't know, there's not a lot of people big dub size in the Philippines. Not a lot. They don't need a lot of big and tall stores. And I am not youth medium dub. No sir, no ma'am, big dub. And so I now realize this is going to be an interesting adventure. So they come to pick me up. We go to the mall. He's prearranged for me to have a private shopping situation to see what options they have. They first bring out a shirt that says 7X. Surely this will fit me, right? 7X. I put it on, and it comes down to here. It is just a midriff showing. Here's my belly button. That is not going to work. No. Can't wear it out to the office. So then in comes option 2. Option 2 is a shirt that just has X. The size is just X. It is a FUBU shirt. I think, okay, there's at least a good chance this will fit somehow. Well, it was long enough to go down to my knees. However, the holes for the head and the arms were about the size of an apple. That's not going to work either. I couldn't even get it over my head. I could have just worn it on my head and it would have gone down to almost like my thighs and I could have been like a ghost from Pac-Man. That's not going to work either. So eventually they find a ribbed V-neck that is stretchy, that will work. It's not necessarily the best thing in the world, but at least it's a second shirt. Now we have the pants situation. And you thought the shirt was hard. We ain't got no slacks, no jeans. There ain't nothing that's going on one of my legs, let alone two. So finally we get to Hawaiian shorts with the little underwears on the inside. And in my mind, I'm thinking, great, because there's no chance I'm going to find underwears. That ain't happening. But with them having the little underwears on the inside, it's 2 birds, 1 stone. I get underwears and I get Hawaiian shorts. And now I have a full wardrobe. Underwears, Hawaiian shorts, ribbed V-neck, sweatpants, old football shirt, and thong sandals. Now I'm good to go for the next 2 days, right? No. So, note to self, and to all of you, you don't want to wear them little underwears in the swimming trunks for all day. You will need some significant Gold Bond medicated powder. Anyway, I had to wear that and alternate back and forth. So I'd have them dry clean at the hotel, my sweatpants and old football shirt, while I wore the Hawaiian shorts and went to the office and gave presentation with no explanation as to why I'm in Hawaiian shorts and a ribbed V-neck and flip-flops. They just think, here's this crazy big old guy in here. What's he doing? I guess I'll listen to his presentation. Took 2 days. Eventually, I got back my clothes and I was able to continue on. But that story is one of the very favorite stories that people tell about me at work at all levels. My boss will tell it. His boss will tell it. Our general manager of the Philippines will tell it. My coworker that was with me will tell it. And it was one of the most bizarre things that ever happened to me. But I will tell you one thing. That's a funny story. I hope you enjoyed it as your nighttime, bedtime story here. But I tried really hard. You know that I try to keep a positive attitude no matter what. And I did in that encounter. If you talk to anybody that knows me, you could talk to Steve. Steve is somebody that knew me back then. I tried not to let it be negative. I tried to laugh at myself, laugh at the situation. I know a lot of people would lose their mind, fuss at the airport, fuss at the airline and everything else. I made the best of it. I laughed. I enjoyed life. I got to know the people that I was shopping with at the private shopping and all of those things. So I encourage you, no matter what life throws in your way, turn it into a funny story to tell later. It may have some hardships. I'm not going to lie. It stunk that I had no toiletries, no nothing. I'm talking just stank, booty nasty. When you got a bar soap from the hotel and that's it. You just got to make it work for toothpaste with your finger. You got to make it work for deodorant, shaving cream that you're trying to use a butter knife to shave. It's disaster. But it makes for a funny story, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And I'll talk to you in the morning. Good night. Good morning, day 3 of this edition, version, pinnacle of Dub Life. I'm in the arcade, getting the morning started. I was looking to see if I'm going to be able to fit Donatello on the coffee table along with Raphael. I think I will be. We'll get to that today, probably lunch break time or maybe afterward. I may go to the comic book store. It's new comic book day. I actually haven't been to the comic book store on comic book day in a while. I usually go on Thursday, actually, every couple weeks. But I may try to swing by today on Wednesday if I have a chance at lunch. But I want to welcome you to the morning. We got today and we got tomorrow, and that'll be the end of this episode. Hope you're enjoying it. Let's get started, and let's think about our pinkies. Let's think about them. Think intently and deeply. And go McGriff! It has been a very busy day. 1:52. It's the first time I've been able to pull away from the desk at all. So I am going to try to run a comic store for a quick lunch break. I got this in the mail. The Lego Christmas catalog. Oh, right on the sweet spot. It's kind of cool. Might look through that, see what all Legos working with. I don't really collect Legos, but I like to look at them. I did get an Amazon package. It should be, yes, so a couple tripods for the phone. I just want to keep some, one in the car, one down here, one upstairs, because the new night mode on the iPhone, if you put it on the tripod, you can get up to 30 seconds of extra long exposure to take cool pictures. So I just want to have a cheap tripod always accessible in case I want to do that. Let me see them. There he is. Pretty straightforward. This thing was like $6, $7. I bought 2 of them. Alloon? I don't know. It was on Amazon. Happy? Not happy. Oh, I'm happy. But, yeah, works good. It has a little hinge, spring hinge. So you can raise it no matter what phone you got. And allow for some stabilization. I'm trying to do more where I set up the camera and film and I sit and talk to you and you can see my hands. So I'll use it for that. But primarily I wanted this where if there's a really cool stars or night mode or sunset type thing, and I wanted to have a one of these on hand at all times. So we'll sit in the car and all over the place, you know. To the beat!
'Cause I got one hand in my pocket. It is just a disgusting, yucky day. Rainy and gray. And it's supposed to get worse. I'm not sure that we're actually going to be able to have like trick-or-treat Halloween outside. So I'm going to have all that candy just for me. Oh no. Punishment. On the way to comic book store.
Oh, it's just so yucky. So yucky. Quick trip to get the comics. Yucky.
Is that Devastator? The Constructicons on that Transformers?
This must be new. Red Goblin, Red Death. A bunch of covers of that. Jubilee Chews Bubblegum. No, Little Mermaid, Spider-Man's life story. I wonder if David's getting that. Alright. Got some new comic boxes. That looks like a new Walking Dead. Like a Saviors. I think that's the one. No, that is the Saviors box. I don't have that one. That must be the... Yeah. Well, that one looks different from the one down there. Two different Saviors type boxes. I got David the Symbiote Spider-Man Carnage box. I think that Venom and Ghost Rider might be new. I like the themed boxes. They're kind of cool. And these are books that were available at free Halloween Comic Fest. Doesn't look like much different. And the Legends, Punisher's kind of cool. Old Toy Biz, Ock, Elektra, Giant Goliath. Not a lot of turnover in the action figures here recently. Some of the selects. Alright, gotta get my comics and get out of here. Can be held responsible. Well, I'm obviously not in the comic store anymore. I got 3 big sacks of comics. Sack. I picked up mine, which is not a huge sack. I picked up my sister Kimberly's. She hadn't had a chance to come in a while. And David, who hasn't been here in a long while because obviously he's got a baby. And he's not off running the comic store that often. I'll show you everything I picked up, theirs and mine, and when I get home. But I'm going to swing into the... the Colonel, get some chicken. Ooh, Nashville hot chicken. I like Nashville hot chicken. The wings are the new thing here, but I think I'm going to get this 2 for $6. Something on that menu. I got a drink at home. I know these fries might be delicious, but chicken pot pie kind of sounds good. But there's the famous ball. It's going in the mouth when I get home. 3 stacks of comics, but first, famous bowl. Look at all that chicken, taters, cheese, and corn. Ooh la la, ooh la la. Famous bowl was a nice, delicious treat. I'll start with Kim's books. We're gonna have to do this in 2 clips because I can't fit them all up here. Kim reads most of her comics digitally, actually, but she still gets Wonder Woman. I think she likes to have the covers. So this is actually a couple months worth. She hasn't been able to go in a while. So I think that's a cool cover, the Virgin one. I like that. There's one there. Some different covers up through 80 I picked up for her. There's a lot of good art on Wonder Woman there with Cheetah. And the books I had to pick up, not many. Avengers 25, Batman Annual 4, Batman 81, Flash 81, King Thor #2. That's a cool cover. And Silver Surfer Black #5. I think that's the end of Silver Surfer Black. So those are just the 6 that I picked up. Let's look at David's. We had to go the wide angle lens for David's. So that's an X-Men #1, Gears of War 2, House of X. What's that? 5 and 6, Powers of X, 5 and 6. Curse of the White Knight, 3 and 4. Deceased, 5 and 6. What's that? Batman TMNT, 3 and #6. Turtles 98 and 99. And then Harleen, 1 and 2. And the Joker and Harley, Criminal Sanity. David likes this, the DC Black label, if you can see that. Kind of their edgier adult style. He's a fan of those. So he's been picking those up. But that's David's comic haul. But I got to get back to work. So once the workday's over, we'll open up this big deli. End of the workday, and we've got Donnie. Look at that box. It's huge. Humongous.
Let's see what Donnie working with, huh? Showed you this with the big Raphael package. It comes in this big case with the straps to hold it into place. White glove treatment and your COA, I guess. 18 of 250, a good low number. And that's what it looks like underneath. Everything nice and firmly in its hole. Ooh. Got all the pieces out. It's kind of weird looking old Donnie like that. Got two different portraits. The Sideshow exclusive that is the only 250 made has an alternate, like a goofy portrait, and a different way he holds the bow. I will show you both. So let's look at the regular first. There's Donnie. So he's got the kind of scowling, ready to fight portrait with his bow staff out. But this bow staff is two pieces, connects in there at his hand. Kind of got the finger ready. Again, I don't know what the contraption is. That's the base. It has kind of some guns and things. I don't know. It kind of looks like a turtle shell from above. But look around. He's got the bow staff container on his back. The holster. That's an interchangeable bandana piece. The D pops off. He just looks really good. All around, really good. That's the regular version. And I got the exclusive, which is how I'll display him. So let me change him out. And here he is, the way I'm gonna display him, with the kind of wacky turtles normal pose. And he's got his bow staff one-handed in the back arm. That's all one piece from the forearm down, the bow's connected. Whereas the other one was three pieces with the forearm and the two pieces of the bow. I just like the silly. I think I'm gonna use the alternates on all of the ones that I get. He came with a lot more alternate pieces than the Raph did. And he's really good. He's heavy. That base is probably 20, 25 pounds itself. So he's pretty heavy, but I'm pleased with him. Let's see if we can get him beside Raph. There we go. And they fit. And with room to put the coffee table books. That's good. Definitely not room for a third one. Once I have all four of them, I imagine we will build some type of custom display. But that works well. Donnie's over there protecting the Turtles cabinet. Raph's protecting the fighting games. I think that works out nicely. What do you think, Donnie? You like your new home? Wonderful. Now I'm going to take a little break. Just going to go relax, watch a little TV. And AEW and NXT come on tonight. I'll take a look at those. I don't think we talked about AEW since it came on. It's been pretty good. NXT's been pretty good on Wednesday nights. Still a lot to be seen, but it's been pretty good. So check back in with you when we start watching those. Maybe Kenny Omega will be on there tonight. I like Kenny. There's where I got NXT on the left, AEW there, in the World Series Game 7 on the top right. I am intrigued with NXT because of the Finn Balor turn last week, to see if he'll join the Undisputed Era. So that's what I have in the primary screen with the volume. It makes me sad. Sony announced that PlayStation Vue, which is what I use, is what this is. It's what I've been using for several years. They're discontinuing at the end of the year. So I got to find a different over-the-top platform. And I don't know that anybody has this type of feature with 3-4 screens at once. So that makes Big Dub sad. But it's wrestling and baseball time. Woo! There's a basketball game on. You got one better. Quad boxing it. Oh, package. Look at Kenny Omega. Look at Kenny. Yes. Hi, Kenny. Oh, look, it's the Elite. Hooray. Yeah, hit him with it. Yeah. No, leave the Elite alone. No, meanies. They're mean. Look, Kenny doing work. Hey, he's doing work. Give it to, oh, hey. Oh, is that the signal for the T and the B? Maybe. No, it was. Look, Kenny's going to lower the boom with the V trigger. Boom. Look at that. That's juicy. Oh, he's going for the big win. The one-wing angel, yes. That's the best in the world right there, folks, right there. Oh, boom!
Kenny Omega. Nasty. I'm a big Undisputed Era also, especially when Kyle O'Reilly plays the championship belt guitar. Yeah. He's just so arrogant with it. I love it.
All right, wrestling's over. Baseball's in the 7th inning. New Asgard. My fish tank is doing what it does, and here I am. So my opinion on AEW so far, kind of neutral. The wrestling's been great. I really love Omega. I like the Bucks. I think the Cody Jericho feud's been good. Jericho's been very good. I just wish there was more promos, more storylines. When Moxley gets to do a promo, it's good. Jericho's promos are always good. They need to have more, in my opinion. Even before the modern WWE product that a lot of people don't like, promos have always been around. The Horsemen and Flair and Hogan, and especially in the Attitude Era, promos were such a big part of wrestling that they don't have very many of those. And I know they want to focus on the wrestling, but I think to grow a big audience, you're going to have some promos, some characters that people want to relate to and whatever. So I'd like to see more of that. NXT's been really good. I'm really interested with the Undisputed Era and Finn Balor, and looks like they're headed toward War Games, so I'll keep tuning in. I like those two shows better than Raw and SmackDown right now. I'm barely watching either of those shows. They've not been very good. So anyway, had fun today. I hope you had fun as well. Finished watching the baseball game. It is Game 7 of the World Series. I don't watch baseball basically ever, except for the very, very end. And I don't really care who wins either way, so I'm just going to watch it and enjoy, and then go to bed. We'll talk to you in the morning. Good morning again. Final time this episode. Back in the toy room this morning to speak with you. And again, this will probably be short. Just a few clips today. I think there's some things coming in the mail I'll show you. And if so, we'll get those put up. I think there may be some slabs coming if the mailman delivers them. So we'll check out those, and we'll wind up the day. It's Halloween. It's going to be cold and rainy. I'm not going to show you me sitting out there giving out trick-or-treat candy or anything like that. So I'll probably end the video well before we get to that stage. But hope you've enjoyed the You and I video. Yes. Let's see what the mailman brings. Mailman came with packages. Everybody loves a package. Let's see what's in it. Let's unfurl the package. So both of these are slabs I wanted for a while that I sniped on eBay. I had some eBay bucks to use that were expiring tomorrow, so I gobbled them up. There's one more that I also got, but it won't be here till next week, so we'll have to look at that later. But number 7, first appearance of Tyrese, Julie, Chris. Lori reveals she is pregnant, and importantly, Charlie Adlard art begins. And that's a beautiful cover. Tyrese in the snow. And then another one that I've wanted in a 9.6. First appearance of Abraham, Rosita, and Eugene. 53, an important book. A very cool cover. These are 2, in my opinion, of what I call the mega keys, which are the first 9. And then some of my other favorites that go in the front of the arcade. So let's go put them up there and show you. There we go. So this is the area I was talking about. If you look from earlier in the video, you'll see that there was nothing on the bottom row and it was one empty on that. So here, what I'm just kind of considering my favored key issues is going to be all the single digit Walking Dead, starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the new 7. I have 8 coming in the mail. For some reason, the person decided to send it retail ground, which means it won't be here for like 5 days. So that will be 8 when it comes in. 9. Those are the 9 single digit. The 19, first appearance of Michonne. 27, the first appearance of Governor, and the new 53, first appearance of Abraham. I already had a 53 loose, a 7 loose, an 8 loose. And rather than, if I could get them slabbed cheaper than sending mine to get slabbed, that's why I was trying to wait to snipe one and whatever. So I got those there, and 8 will go there and kind of finish that little area off. I like that. And then I also, once the 8 comes in, I will have 1 through 30 slabbed, with 10 through 30 being up there. Now, the only questionable one in terms of mega key would be the 100 first appearance of Negan. I don't consider the first appearance of Alpha or the Whisperers a big time key, because at that point the book was being made and there were so many issues of 100 made that I'm not sure it's quite as rare as these all are. But I don't even have a slab of the true first appearance of Negan. Like this up here is a 100 slab. That's a B copy. And then this 100 slab up here in that connecting cover is a C copy, or third release. The true A release is like a shadowy Negan holding the bat. You can't see his face. I have it loose, I just don't have it graded. So that is a book I want to get graded at some point, but I am pleased to almost be done with my Walking Dead slab collection. And, you know, I'm nearly done with my Walking Dead collection altogether, but just need 8 to come in, and you'll have to see that in a future video. But I think that looks good.
Okay, friends, as we come to the end of another episode of Dub Life, I thought I'd sit out here on the back porch and give you the view that I have with the woods and the trees, and as the leaves are starting to turn, and instead of me having the view, because it's you and I this time, so I thought I'd let you see it while I talk to you. I'm not on the back porch much, at least on video. In fact, I really don't use the back porch near as much as I should, because it's really nice screen porch, lots of space here. I just haven't used it that much, and I'd like to do that more. I need to do that more. I need to be committed to that. But it's Halloween. It's the end of the workday, so I'm going to get ready to see if we have any trick-or-treaters. It's not raining, which is good. Everybody thought it would rain, or maybe it's just sprinkling, but it's cold and nasty, so I imagine the attendance will be down, but there still could be some, so I want to be ready for that. I don't know that I'll sit outside on the front porch. I may just answer the door if people come, but if it starts to get busy, then I will sit outside, put on my AirPods, listen to a podcast, something like that. But as it is Halloween and tomorrow's November 1st, and we get into the holiday season, you know, I just want to have a discussion, you and I, and encourage you to do a few things. You know, I believe a lot in the 5 love languages. If you've never read that book, it's a book I would recommend reading. If you have, or you understand the love languages, I like to give. The way I give is very acts of service, showing devotion that way. It's just kind of how I'm wired to give. But remember that there's an element of giving and receiving, and so you can't always just give and show love to your loved ones, whether that's your significant other, whether that's family member or friend, or even people you work with. You show love to lots of people. You know, love does not just mean the person that you are romantically involved with, but you show love lots of times, and it's important to. It's a good thing to show love to people. And where I like words of affirmation, that's a way to speak love to me. That's just the way it is. But it's important anyway. I digress. You know, the 5 love languages. I also believe in understanding your personality, Myers-Briggs personality test. I am an ENFJ. I have been an ENFJ every time I've taken the Myers-Briggs personality test forever. Always been very strong the same in those categories. And the reason of that is just kind of understanding yourself and how you communicate to the world, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. And I say all that to say we're entering a season where lots of people are happy, lots of people are superficially happy. That bird wants to join Dub Life, and he's welcome. But there's also a lot of people that are not happy. And sometimes it's hard to discern that. You know, the Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever can be a reminder to a person. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a reminder of, this is the first Christmas that, since my parents passed away, or that I lost a loved one or whatever. It could be that they're alone. It could be that they are missing something in their life. It can be that it has a negative connotation to early in their life. And it's hard for them. It's hard for them. So I started this off with personalities, with the love languages, and understanding the way you are and the way you might be received in the world, to try to use the skills that you have from a personality side, from a love language side, and try to just encourage some people over the next couple months that may or may not, you know, be having a good holiday season. And these can be people that you absolutely encounter every day. Spend time with your colleagues, your coworkers. If you manage people, definitely with the people that you manage. Try to express your appreciation to them in intentional ways, in ways that demonstrate that you understand what they do and what's important to them, and you appreciate it, right? Don't just say, oh, you've done a good job this year. That's fine. But if you can point out some things with your family, with your friends, with your loved ones, show ways that show love in a way that demonstrates you've paid attention, and that may be words, it may be acts, it may be a writing, it may be a card, and understanding these people and the way they receive love is important too, right? You know, for some people, a handwritten note means all the things in the world, and it's not because it's paper, it's because you took the time, a longer amount of time, to write it on paper, to mail it, rather than the quick thing on your phone and send it, right? Other people that may not mean anything to. So try to be discerning, try to be thoughtful in the manner in which you're showing love and appreciation to people. And I just ask you to encourage some other folks that may be struggling this holiday season as we get into it. Be on the lookout. Could be your server, could be the person in line. You know, the popular thing is to pay for the car in front of you or behind you and all that kind of stuff. And that's all wonderful stuff. But also try to be intentional in some ways. If you've got a server that you see frequently through the year, or hairdresser, or something else like that, leave them an extra tip, or leave them something else positive they may know. If there's a gift card to a place that you know that they want to pick something up, sometimes if you leave them monies, if you give someone monies, they're just going to use it to pay bills, and that may help them, right? But it may not either. They may really need to be able to go to the spa or go to a nice meal out to eat or whatever. So sometimes I'm intentional with some of those selections that I know this person's really steward of their money, really diligent with their money. They won't use this to spoil themselves, and I want them to spoil themselves. So I give it in a gift card that they can't do otherwise with, right? They have to use it for that means. So I just encourage you to think about your gift giving. Think about the way you're showing appreciation, and don't just do what's the easiest way to do it. Try to find a way that's the most impactful way to do it, and try to be a positive influence in people's lives this holiday. Whatever holiday you celebrate. You know, there's so many of them over the coming couple of months, and you'll see me talk about this a lot. When we get into the holiday season, it's my favorite time of year. So that's my challenge, and I hope that as you and I have spent all this time together over these past few days, that you've enjoyed it. It's chilly out here, so I do not think I'm just still in pajama shorts because I have a very busy work from home day today. I do not think I will be sitting on the porch barefoot in pajama shorts, that's for sure. We got to put on some long pants, some pantaloons, if you know what I'm talking about. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I leave. We'll pick right back up tomorrow. I'll start filming again. So next week's episode, we'll start filming tomorrow. We've got the trip to see Wicked this weekend. And actually, it looks like we're going to be able to go to the beach earlier than we originally thought. So I'm going to go to St. Louis. And right when I get back from St. Louis, I'm headed to the beach. I'll still have to finish out some work for a few days and then be on vacation. So I have extended time at the beach in November for the second year in a row, which is great because it's desperately needed. So Mom and I will be up there for, I think, a day or two by ourselves before everybody joins us. So anyway, a lot to look forward to for me. That will be one video for this weekend and the St. Louis stuff. Then there'll be one video from the beach. So that's what you can look forward to in the next 2 episodes of Dub Life. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great, this is probably mid-November. So I hope you're having a great November, getting close to Thanksgiving if you're in America. And I hope that you can go in public and yell out, "Squeeze it!" That neighbor may have heard me. Talk to you next time.